Welcome to the Afterspin, opinions from thought leaders in our state. I want to ask Becki Gray and Brad Crone. We talked recently about the state not requiring those who had been convicted to mark a box on the state job application form. Now there's a movement to restore voting to convicted felons who are out of prison and have served their sentences. What do you think about that, Brad?
Well, I really don't have a problem with restoring the voting rights of convicted felons if they have served their sentence and completed their probation and parole process and have re-entered society as law-abiding citizens. And those are the major keys that you've got to have as they restore those rights back to the convicted felon. I don't think that being convicted of a felony should be a life mark, a scarlet letter for them for the rest of their lives. If they can turn their lives around and live in a lawly manner, then they should have access to the ballot box just like any other regular citizen.
Becki Gray, your opinions.
I agree with Brad. One of the things that's being considered or being talked about is should a felon be able to vote before they have actually served out their parole? I think that the sentence is the sentence and that those voting rights should be restored, as Brad alluded to, at the completion of whatever that sentence was, including parole. I don't think that we should split that up. But Tom, I think it also raises the question, and you mentioned the Ban the Box. We've seen the Second Chance Act. We've seen the First Step Act. These movements towards, again, giving people an opportunity to restart their lives, encouraging them to do that. And I think that's certainly something that we should do. People learn, they grow. We learned at the Republican convention from, very compelling story of a woman who had served time in prison
Yes.
and then has really turned her life around. You hear those stories a lot. But I think that something, this leads to a further discussion of we need to look at the criminal justice system. We need to look at the criminal code in North Carolina and all of the different acts and activities that are classified as crimes and really take a look at that and reevaluate. I think in North Carolina, there have been lots of studies that have been done that show that there is a real problem with over-criminalization. And there are a lot of activities and things that maybe should not be designated as felonies. So I think it leads itself to that kind of bigger, broader conversation.
And we're putting a lot of people in jails and prisons, frankly, for very minor kinds of crimes.
Well, and, a lot of people with mental health issues that, yes, they committed a crime, but the real issue is mental health and, the cost associated with that and what is the best way to deal with these situations.
Boy, you're opening up another can of worms.
Right, yeah. And I think it's an important can of worms to open.
Yeah.
One of the other bigger issues in this is as you restore voting rights, there's got to be a parallel effort between the Department of Corrections and the State Board of Elections, making sure that what Becki said is executed, that those who have fulfilled their sentence and have returned to society and are living in a law-abiding manner are able to vote. So that means the probations and paroles has to have some type of system working with the SBOE, with the State Board of Elections and the county boards on providing up-to-date current information on the availability of citizenship and voting rights for these people.
You're right. Well, thanks for watching the Afterspin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.